Okay, let's start over when you first came to see us. For what reason? How did you find out about us?
Yeah. We were referred by Jorge Calvan because he brings his 95-year-old mother to you. And he said, go, I'm telling you. He said he can help Fred. Because he saw how Fred was, you know. And he's been a friend of the family's for a long time. And so I even told, why didn't you tell me sooner, you know.
Yeah. But anyway, so he had Parkinson, right?
Yeah, he's been diagnosed with the Parkinson's. It'll be 13 years. And so we came to you, and after the first treatment that you gave him.
First, how bad was his symptoms?
He used to get the spasms during the night, you know, with his legs, and kick me a lot.
Yes.
And with his arms, with his hands, and swing at me. And then...
so he could not cut his meat?
No.
Because he was shaking so much, yeah.
He was shaking so bad, he couldn't cut his meat. And the first time that they gave him the medication, that one didn't agree with him until the second medication. And then...
but the medication didn't help?
Didn't help anything.
He was still kicking you, and then he was shaking.
Yeah, and
badly.
He was losing his balance. He fell like 7 times within 2 years. And like 4 times we took him to the hospital, fractured arm, fractured wrist. I thought he had a broken nose, and then when he was bleeding all over. They took an MRI, and they took all kinds of tests, but he didn't have a broken nose.
So what happened after I gave him the first treatment?
And after the first treatment you gave him, from that night forward, he stopped kicking, he stopped the spasms, and he stopped the shaking.
So he could cut his meat after that?
Okay. Then he could start
One
cutting
treatment.
his meat. One treatment.
Yes.
I was amazed. I thought this is a miracle,
So was I.
you know. And I mean, we're so happy, you know. I called Jorge. I called him. I said, you know what? Doesn't have that kicking me anymore, and he's not swinging his arms at me. And I said he's able to cut his meat. It was just a miracle to us, you know.
Okay. Then he developed. Actually, he didn't develop. It was caused by medication by the doctor.
He was taking all that medication.
Yeah.
And he had insomnia.
Oh, okay. You did not take him off the Parkinson medication, which affected his memory, and his doctor gave him Alzheimer's drugs.
Yes, and those affected him.
What are the drugs? Yeah.
Seroquel and Namenda.
Yeah, terrible.
And
yes.
Seroquel, I understand. His heart specialist said, never ever, you know, call me before you give him anything like that. And do you know that now he has no heart problem, no nothing?
Since he been coming to see us, yeah.
They did all this blood work and everything. They did another MRI, and it doesn't even show
and how young is he now?
He's a young 90-year-old.
90 years old.
He turned 90.
After he took the Seroquel and Namenda, what happened to him?
The effects of that, those pills, like I mentioned before, he filled up the bathtub, my daughter and her husband.
At 3 o'clock in the morning.
At 3 o'clock in the morning, you remember?
Yes, yes.
3 o'clock in the morning. And he filled up the bathtub, and my daughter says, don't you hear the water running? Because each bedroom has a bathroom. I didn't hear a thing. I hadn't slept for days, so I was sound asleep. And he filled up the bathtub with all the towels in the bathrooms, you know, took them all down.
He was looking for people under the sofa.
And yeah, he went to the living room, and we're all following him because he's telling us there's people behind the sofa in the living room. I know they're there, you know.
So the drugs are very, very dangerous. And he said,
why don't you take me to the nut house? He said, I'm going crazy.
Okay.
You know.
So you remember when you first bring him back because of the problem to us, how he was in the waiting room?
Yes, we couldn't wake him up. He would fall asleep, and we'd have a hard time waking him up. He was fast asleep in here, in the waiting room. And
so what happened after my first treatment on him?
After the first treatment, he remembered you.
Yeah, he didn't remember before the treatment. Yeah.
And not till the following week.
Yeah.
And the second week, then he started remembering you and everybody else. Because he didn't even know who my son-in-law was.
You thought he was a doctor.
Yeah, he did. Dr. Mo.
Yeah.
You know.
But anyway, after the first treatment, he woke up. We could not wake him up before the treatment. Yes.
That's right. That's right. And he would fall asleep on your treatment, you know.
Mm-hmm.
He was falling asleep all the time.
Okay, Fred, what year is this year now?
Year?
This year.
It's the 20...
He just...
15? No.
14.
14.
2014, yeah. Pretty good. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
20.
Yeah.
The dates that he remembers the most are the past dates.
Yeah, in the old time. He was telling me a lot about what happened in World War II. He was an electrician and a meat merchant, and so he would remember a lot of details.
Jack of all trades.
Yeah, actually, he have a better memory than you now about the, tell us about that barbecue thing that you
we bought this barbecue, the grill for, an electrical one. And then we got home, I thought it was in the garage, and then he remembered, and he said, I didn't believe him. He said, no, it's not in the garage, it's in the heater room.
Yes.
And I said, sure it is, And I didn't believe him because, he didn't remember things.
Yeah.
And so he went and got it, and I followed him, and there it was.
Where he said he was.
And where he said it was.
Yes.
I'm the one that didn't remember whether it was in the garage or what we did with it. So
did he have a lot of pain when he first came to see us or no?
He had a lot of cramps and pain, yes.
Yeah, cramps and pain.
Cramps and pain, and especially in the hands,
Mm-hmm.
a lot in the hands and shoulders.
Okay, Frank, how much pain you have now? Do you have any pain?
No.
No pain. Cramps?
Yeah, very little. When I get into the hot water.
Oh.
I turn it.
But normally you don't have cramp like before?
No.
Okay. Now stick out your hand like this. You see that? No shaking. You were shaking a lot before?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so you could not cut the meat. So right now there's no shaking. Okay.